possible to think in another language? Do I think in another language? How can you think in another language? Are there actually any useful answers to these questions? Let's start with the second one, which will answer the first one. Do I think in another language? I guess what we mean when we say that is that I'm not translating back and forth into my own language, which is what everyone does when they first start learning a language. When reading in Italian, I definitely am not thinking in English, and that's true of French too. Unless I come up against something I have no idea what it is, or when something catches my eye and I want to remember it. But for the main story, I'm immersed in the language I'm reading. In fact, I might even have difficulty expressing what it was about in my own language, which feels like a weird thing to say. But when you're only seeing it in a different vocabulary, it does cause you to pause. What about when learning? When going from Italian to French or Italian to Spanish on Duolingo, I'm not thinking at all in English unless I don't understand a word in either of the two languages on the screen, which does occasionally happen. More likely is that I will be given a meaning I've never associated with a word before, which will confuse me, and I might let it pass, but sometimes I'll look it up to make sure I've understood. So, I'm largely thinking in another language when I'm doing this. What about writing? That's a little more difficult. I can't say I'm thinking exclusively in Italian when doing this, but the actual drafting I tried to do without resorting to English. But inevitably, there are a lot of things I don't know how to say, or that are only in my passive language store, rather than my active language store. So I'll recognise them when I look them up, but couldn't produce them. My ability just to write in Italian straight off, at least for a first draft, is getting better, but it will be a long time before I can do this without resorting to English. I'd put speaking on this level too. What about when listening to music in Italian? I'm not thinking about it in English, unless I want to try to do a translation of it. In French, well, French is a lot more difficult. There are a lot of contractions in the lyrics, which makes it more difficult to understand. Spanish, I'd say I can understand a large part of it without resorting to an English dictionary. So, do I think in another language? The answer would be yes and no. It depends. How can you think in a language? I believe it's something that just happens as you get more familiar with the language. One day I noticed I was reading without translating back and forth anymore. It kind of happened naturally. I don't think it's something you can force. And, at least for me, once I could do it in one language, it came more easily in another.